The market is free falling. The end is near. It's finally happening.
Run for your life! Run for your life!
The end of the amazing bull run. Talking about the overall markets today being red, red, red. What's going on? Why is the market crashing? Is it because we finally found the top, or is this just a bear trap? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in this video, so stay tuned. It's looking like we might have found the top of the market, of this bull market in 2018. Now, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say that this is just a breather, that the market is just waiting to go higher. But there's also a lot of things pointing towards the idea that we could be entering a bear market. Now, there's always going to be skeptics. There's always going to be people who believe that the market is going to just keep going higher forever. But if you look at this chart, if you look at the overall chart, this is the SPY, which is going to be the S&P 500. Now, we've had a record run. It's been basically nothing but blue skies and rainbows and happy, happy times. If you go all the way back here, really trying to find the last big crash, we really haven't had a major crash until back in 07, 08. The market, when everything kind of crashed, and there was a lot of things that were just leading towards that crash in general. But right now, what's going on? Is this going to be the top? I'm not sure. It's hard to say. But the one thing that I do know is that we can always expect a crash. There's always going to be a crash. It's just always going to come, right? So we had the big crash back there in 2000, 2001, big crash there. We had the big crash during the housing market crash. Haven't had a major solid crash, something that really just rocked the world. And it's been almost 10 years now since we've had that. Now, there's a lot of people talking about the rising bond yield. Personally, for me, I've been a bear for basically all of 2018. I just really have not thought that the market was going to do what a lot of people thought it was going to do. A lot of people were thinking that the market was going to just keep on heading higher, which it ended up heading higher. It's still heading higher. We had that high up there, the 294 there on the SPY. We had back there in February. A lot of people thought February was going to be the big sell-off. Now, a couple of things going on going into the end of the year. You're going to have a lot more earnings. The end of the year, people normally get excited. The market's hot. Everyone's like, oh, the market's hot. It's good times. Everybody's spending money. There's reasons for these companies to go higher. There's people selling. But the way that I'm looking at it is, are we finally at the point where people are like, hey, is something going on here? There's a lot of questions. We have a major issue with rising debt. We have a major issue with I feel like a lot of these companies are grossly overvalued. You've got companies like Netflix that are grossly overvalued. Facebook taking a hit as well. Look at Facebook from $215 now down there to $155. So a lot of the big tech stocks are all taking big hits right now. And it seems that a lot of people are just taking the risk off the table because if you look back here, a lot of these tech stocks have just been going higher for way, way too long. Look at that, all the way back to 2009. Amazon has really just done nothing but gone higher. Had a couple little pullbacks, but seriously, back there in 2009, Amazon was $54. $54, Amazon, in 2009. Where were you at? What were you doing with your money in 2009? Why were you not buying Amazon? It's funny because I remember when Amazon was $300 and I thought that Amazon was overpriced. And then you can see this year it's just been making moves up there above 2,000. So a lot of the tech stocks, I feel like there's just been a lot of hype behind the tech stocks. A lot of these companies that really don't have a product, their websites, their services, their things that are spending a lot of money, but they don't actually have a real product they're selling. They're not actually doing anything other than creating a platform. Something like Amazon, Amazon's selling different things. Amazon's got the online marketplace kind of dialed in there, but really, technically, what is Amazon doing other than Amazon Prime with the, movies, stuff like that? What is Amazon really producing? They're not really producing products. They've got some of the Amazon basic products now, but overall, I still think Amazon is grossly overvalued right now at this point. Is that to say in 5 years, Amazon can't be $5,000? No, that's not to say that, but if you can see just this overall run, we always look at stocks. Are these stocks overextended? When was the last solid pullback? When was the last area of support? You got everything just taking hits. Everything's taking hits right now. Google up there to 1290 recently, kind of choppy. This thing's looking really choppy there. Recently, Google cutting off their Google Plus. There's a lot of things. I think the tech stocks have just been the darling of Wall Street. Everybody's been really excited. You have the younger generation who's been really excited about the tech stocks. And at this point, it's looking like we're just grossly overvalued. NVIDIA also taking a big haircut today, down there to 250 from the 260s. And recently, the high was up there at 292. So a lot of these tech stocks are pulling back, and they're pulling back hard. Like I said, there's just a lot of people that are taking some of that risk off. This stock right here, TQQ, if you're thinking about buying the dip here, I would keep an eye on TQQ. This is the way to do it. If you're going to buy the dip here after this crash, you're trying to time it, I would keep a close eye on TQQ because there's a good chance, there's a good possibility this stock is going to bounce back much quicker than everything else because it's a 3 times ETF. So definitely keep an eye on TQQ. And then I'm just looking at the overall market. What are we looking at overall market-wise? You can see here on the SPY that 280 area is going to be the next kind of support area. Not really much going on in this area, but I think 280s would be a good area to kind of look for a reversal there if you're thinking that we're going to find some support and then bounce back. But like I said, I think there's a lot of things that are just going against the idea of the market going to all-time highs because you have a lot of issues with credit debt. You have a lot of student loan debt. You just have a lot of things. The overall nation is so far in debt at this point, there's no actual possible way of ever paying off that debt. So a lot of questions are being asked. And it seems like also the housing market is kind of slowing. A lot of the companies that are tied up in the housing market are also kind of taking hits. And I think that there is just time for a shakeup. There's always going to be these patterns. There's always going to be these opportunities for a shakeup. And you can see here today getting a little bit of a shakeup. I'm not sure this is the end of the world just yet. I bought a bunch of gold. I bought a bunch of silver lately, and I got my cryptocurrency. But right now, it's looking like we're going to get that pullback. Well, we're getting the pullback. The pullback's coming. But you got to ask yourself, what are the real reasons for the market to go higher from here? Why would the market go higher at this point? If we've got everything that's kind of going against us with the credit issues, with people just not spending money, people not making money. Everybody's always talking about, the jobs and all this stuff. But the way that I'm looking at it is look at our generation. My generation, which is going to be one of the largest generations soon, is growing and growing and growing. But it seems like everybody that I know is not making money. All of my friends are struggling to get by. They're not saving money. They're not buying houses. So what does that say for the future of the economy in the USA? Well, it's not looking good. People are 30 years old. They have no money to their name, and they have student loans. They have credit card debt. They spent all their money on the new Yeezys. Well, how are we ever going to get this market to go back higher? Obviously, there's more money in the older generations with the retirements and all that stuff. But the big thing to think about here is really what's the next catalyst to send this to the moon. I don't think we have a big enough catalyst to send this down just yet. There's not a real massive panic just yet. Only dropping 400, 500 points in a day is not going to be enough to really create a massive panic. If we get a 1,000-point drop, I might get excited then. I might get excited at that point. But you can see here, the SPY trying to bounce back there right now, trying to find some support there at the 282s. And you just got to ask yourself, what's the real reasons for the market to go higher from here when you're investing long term? Looking at the fundamentals, the overall economy fundamentals. Tech stocks are getting killed. Tech stocks have been those stocks that people have just been super excited about for the longest time. Facebook was one of those stocks that everybody thought that Facebook was just going to keep going higher and higher and higher for the longest time, which it did. Since 2015, Facebook has been on a tear. Well, really, look back there. 2013, $30, Facebook up there to $220 area. It's a big, massive move. So we're expecting people taking profit, people just getting out, people taking the risk off, people that were chasing it are just getting out for a loss now. And there's a lot of skeptics out there that are thinking Facebook and a lot of these tech companies are just grossly overvalued, and we're going to get a bit of a haircut across the board for tech stocks. So definitely keep an eye on the tech stocks. Like I said, TQQ is going to be the one that I'm looking to play for the bounce back. If I'm looking to buy, I wanted to see the market kind of turning back and then looking for, maybe a pushback to all-time high before the end of the year here. We'll see what happens. Keep a close eye on the market. TQQ, this is definitely the stock that I'm going to be watching if we get that big, massive sell-off. I'm looking for that rebound, that 3 times ETF going back up there to all-time highs by the end of 2018. Long-term, this is what I'll be looking to play. Looking to play into the looking to play into the tech stock volatility world. And there it is. I'll talk to you guys later on. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to learn more about day trading, you want to follow along, you want to see when I post new videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's also a little bell notification tab down there somewhere. If you hit the bell notification, that way you'll know whenever I go live in the morning, sharing my free scanner live on YouTube. That way you'll get notified. And also, if you have any questions or comments, leave it down below. Hit me with that comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Leave a comment down below. I'll talk to you guys later on.